Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Kings Park here in Kowloon. The magnificent sun bathing the Kings Park Sports Ground for this week's round 13 fixture of the rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership game of the week. This week featuring the Borrelli Walsh home team taking on grand champions in 15-16. Societe Generale Valley. The Red and Black Machine, its second week on television on the game of the week versus the Tigers outfit, who have been struck early on with the departure of a number of their top line players to the Coral Coast Sevens in Fiji as they go on international duties with Hong Kong's Sevens program. Joining me in the hot seat, the hot stepper himself, the man they call the Razor, Ray Asara.
How's it going, Jed? It's great to be here again. Beautiful day out there. I think it's close to 21 degrees on a winter Hong Kong day. I think it's going to be a good one today. Looking forward to these two teams going head to head. I think Tigers have got a game to get
How
through.
do you think, after seeing Valley last weekend against the football club, your thoughts on this Valley side as they prepare to take another launch at the league and GC double?
I think the Valley team are doing really well at the moment. I think they start off cautious, if I could say. Start off pretty slow, and then they work their way towards get into their game. I think their forwards up front they can do some damage. Big old Kolo Matangi. I'm looking forward to seeing him again, and especially calling his name out. But I think Valley should be. They should have this one. But Tigers could get in there.
Not too many changes to the Valley lineup as we look across it. Half and vice captain Matt Rosley playing, well, potentially out of position. Razor.
I think he is playing out of position. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Could be a move that they've done on purpose.
Alan McClay makes a return to the team, starting at number 11 on the left wing, and the midfield of Maloney and backs was strong last week. Bell, Fluker, who came on as replacement fullback, complete the 15, and off the bench is where a lot of Valley, is really where Valley causes teams a lot of trouble. Markley, Higgins, Alex, Tony Wong, William Beattie and Jean-Baptiste Saldige, the squad for Valley, up to the USRC Tigers as Valley congregate on the 10-metre line. Some changes. Brody's come in, Featherston as well. Craig Lodge returns. Chipman and Lodge make a good second row pairing. Sam Hocking, the Warhorse, Jack Capon and Josh Hurst round out the forward pack. Robbie Keith making number 10. A lot will be resting on his shoulders today. Sam Purvis, strong running inside centre from Brisbane, playing his second or third Premiership year in Hong Kong. Okanasio comes in. He's one of the lone players from the Chiefs. Tyack. He's Casey Stone, former Manawatu player, make the starting 15. Tanner DeWitt, referee for this round 13 clash. The game of the week is Hong Kong's number one whistler and certainly one of the premier referees in the Asian region, New Zealander Tim Baker. He's made Hong Kong his home over the last few years, and certainly his dedication to his craft has made the game stronger in Hong Kong as we prepare now. The Red and Black Machine. It's Valley taking on the Tigers. Time on, and Matt Rosley starts it with a shallow kick-off, pulled down by Chipman. And straight away, the ball to Hocking. The Tigers have got the ability to play with some real tempo when they have to. Two teams that love to exist right on the gain line as the ball goes deep to Fluker, loses his footing. And he's got numbers around him and he scrambles to give himself more time. It's good work. So keep the targets nice and short. And that's Valley deploy. The halfback, he was impressive last week against Club, big, strong halfback, snappy pass. And he's a competitor, although he's lost it forward. And the first advantage from the restart going to the Tigers. Raise it, not a bad wee sum gain for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's a great start from the Tigers. I think it's a good, clean start from both teams, actually. Looking ahead, I think Tigers set themselves up quite well. If they could keep that up, it'll make for an interesting game.
First scrum of the day. Referee Baker just repeating the orders. Probably both packs heard before the game. See what notice they've taken of him. Here's the drop in. So fairly square, and the heat comes on from Valley, and Tigers look unsettled. Deploy. All over Hurst. As now they break away. It's Chipman again. He's upended and driven backwards. The Valley defence is pretty willing as Eric Maloney gets up and causes some problems.
Tigers have lost about 10 metres there.
They may go back even further. Chipman, he takes them on. Now they look to whip wide. So here's a play. Coming for the line, Hurst. He's taken down by Rosley. They spread it back to midfield. Look for the setup out there. Lodge. Former man from Cardiff. Or man formerly from Cardiff. The pass. They look to go wide. The pass is forced and the error created. Advantage being played for Valley. Space just through the back line if they decide to take it. The Tiger line is very flat. And Jans. The up and under, and Keith's kick is long and it'll run dead too, which is oh, it didn't. Well, the oval ball. It defies all logic. And there's no conscience or soul. Razor, he would have done some strange things to you in his time.
He definitely has done a little bit of bouncing around.
They go for the quick play and they turn it over and they've put themselves under pressure. They have Valley. Trying to just push the tempo there. Deploy gives himself a bit of a reminder that it's a team game.
Crucial. It's a crucial opportunity here for the Tigers. That mistake might cost Valley 5 points. They'll be looking to go left out wide here. Look out for the crash ball in the midfield.
Well, they do have number 12, big Sam Purvis, and he's a good sized frame of a man. And to top it all as well, he's a ginger. So there's a fair chance they might throw him into the wastebasket first. Let's see what happens. As the heat comes on again, a massive shove from Valley, and Williams now breaks off the back and brings into the midfield. Deploy. Maloney. They managed to keep him up, and he finally battles his way to ground. It's loose ball and it's Tiger ball, and all of a sudden the Tigers streaking down the sideline. wrapped up only a couple of metres short, and in the corner, there must be some space out there somewhere. Koloamatangi, loose tackle from the red and black. They've got to go wide, they've gone wide, and it's Casey Stone that opens the scoring for the Tigers. And it was, well, if you went from the set piece, it looked like it was all over as the Valley team rolled them backwards at a huge rate of knots. But somehow, somewhere, a loose boot, and all of a sudden, they were away.
It all started from the mistake that Valley did. I mean, it was going to be an opportunistic try. Awesome try there from Casey Stone, the man from Manawatu, the man they call the Hound. Awesome try.
Well, they call him the Hound. I'll never call him the genius, Casey Stone. Robbie Keith. Conversion is successful. The Tigers take an early lead over Valley, 7 points to 0. Well, some concern through the Tigers management at the loss of so many of their key players to the tournament in Fiji with the Hong Kong Sevens team. But they're leading Valley after
great take from Karatai Williams.
Almost 8 minutes, 7-0. So it doesn't look all bad. Ball finally comes to Valley, and Broughton challenges the line, and they go off the load. Around Kemp electing to take the tackle. Deploy now. Happy just to keep the ball very short, but supporting players off their feet. And a penalty opportunity for Robbie Keith. Real linchpin in this Tigers backline. Razor, he's got plenty of play.
Plenty of play. He'll be looking to direct the team today. Valley are looking dangerous with the ball in hand. I think if they can come up with a few plays and keep the ball, they should be able to capitalise. But at the moment, they are making some crucial mistakes.
Take the line out. Tiger ball. We've got 2 genuine stick men in there, and Chipman and Lodge. Matty Key lets it rip. It's tapped back rather scruffily. And Jan's cutting off the wide pass. And he apprehends the halfback by the collar. Ball just not quite snappy enough for the Tigers at the moment to really cause any problems. And Lackeys. Well, I didn't realise you could turn around and have a cup of tea, jump down, pick a bale of cotton,
bit of confusion there. Bit of confusion
and
with
then call for the
catch and the twirl, also known as a mark.
The ball goes long and wide. It's taken by Casey Stone, and Casey Stone in turn is clipped.
Right idea from Casey there, but the execution again, not so good.
Valley line out. Dragged down by Lodge and immediately dispatched. And that's probably where Casey Stone would have liked to end up playing the first time round.
A great nudge there from Casey Stone. Just getting a bit of position there. They've found a few holes at the back. If they could win the line out here off the throw-in, it could be in.
So the brilliant sunshine, and we'll be making temperatures rise. Forward to getting back to our commentary spots is the Doghouse of Wanchai tonight. Maybe just cooling off a little bit with a couple of pints in hand as we get back to the action. Hocking. Dig in. Here's a chance for Purvis. Purvis takes on the line. Rosley's there to drive him backwards, and they put him on his back. So good defence on Sam Purvis. He has a danger with the ball in hand. Chipman to the ground. Maloney coming through and really causing the halfback some terrible, terrible issues. First knock on going against Valley. And really, the Tigers, well, they're taking advantage of this territory.
They need to take this opportunity. If they let Valley back into the game, it's going to be a hard, rough game for them. If they can capitalise on this, they should be in. Looking to create something out wide.
The rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership Game of the Week. Valley versus Tigers, coming to you from the Kings Park Sports Ground on Kowloon. Tennessee feeds the Tigers scrum, and they're under massive pressure again by Valley. Ditches it out to Casey Stone. Puts the speculator in, and it's immediately picked up and returned by Ali McClay. Loses it on the ground. An advantage being played for the Tigers. And now they break out. Lodge into contact. Robbie Keith. He decides to go wide. Chipman goes even wider. Icanasio. Robbie Keith, he looks and breaks the 10 metre. Ball's available. Stone goes wide, the big miss pass. Still the Valley defence holding the 10 metre.
Big collision there.
Very big collision there. And ultimately, it is Keith who seeks the sideline and keeps Valley pinned down into that quarter. So far, the run of the play all going the way of the Tigers, Ray.
Yeah, it is going the way of the Tigers. Fair play to Valley. They are putting up some strong defence there. They're playing pretty smart and fanning out, not overcommitting at the rucks. But Tigers are finding it hard to find a couple of holes there. Be interesting to see what happens.
Valley look to go high in the middle. Ball down. It's made to look, well, scruffy, but ultimately a penalty. As the contact was up and around the chin. Rosley manages to just about take out the cameraman, which will end the broadcast pretty quickly.
Again, a few wasted opportunities there, Jed. That Tigers could have capitalised, but Valley managed to hold them out. And
off the top by Muller. And there is the massive up and under. Stone collected by Maloney. Deploy. Himself
Get on yellow!
is taken, and Valley through Kemp, and Kemp gets into space. Big Grant Kemp looking for faces, not for spaces. Williams, the ball out. They're still trying to move it, Valley. Exciting stuff to see.
It's always exciting to see the old big man, Grant Kemp, finding a hole.
He's such an elegant runner. The balance, the pace. Slight protrusion in the stomach.
Light on his feet.
Very light on his feet. Such soft hands.
Soft hands.
That's the word around town.
Definitely delicate. I know that much.
Keith now, the up and under. Fluker receives up to the halfway. On the outside, and he goes round. He keeps the pace on. He's trying to size. He's gone all the way. What a beauty. Well, from absolutely nothing. Should have been nothing. Should have been nothing happening at all, Ray.
That was a great try. That should have been. It should have been taken in the first up tackle there, but he had them. He had them at pace.
Well, they did very little to impede him, and the more they hung off watching for the support players, the closer we got with every. And if we had the benefit of some slow-mo, I think what you'd see is some fairly bad decisions being made by that Tigers defence. No one actually pressured the ball.
There's going to be some uncomfortable words from Coach Craig Stewart at the next video session. A few crucial missed tackles there. To be fair, that was a great try, Jet.
Well, he's run the line beautifully, and he sold it all the way down the line. He's popped in for. He's got a shot at adding too. He shoots it across the face, and the score is 7 points to 5. Tigers leading Valley after, well, what just seemed to be a magical run by Doug Fluker. Remarkable to see. And as Ray said, Tigers coach Craig Stewart, he will have something to say about that almost for certain. Return kick picked up by Stone. Decided to go for the width play on the far side. Icananasio. What a powerful runner he is. Still with the Tigers on the 22. Keith. Keith cuts it back the other side now, takes on the line. Look for the runners, Ellie McClay. McClay's got to go through the gears. Here's a big unit, can he go all the way? Casey Stone tracking him down. Ellie McClay for the corner, and he gets there. Well, he's had that many banks to the head, Ellie McClay. You'd be wondering whether he knew where to go. But he's managed to get himself there. And even wearing the Ford headband, he's got himself over the line. Ellie McClay runs one in from long range. And Valley, suddenly, inexplicably, 10, Tigers 7.
That's right, Jed. As I said before, if you let this Valley team in, they're gonna punish you. Again, 2 quick tries from both of the wingers. Well, I could say the fullback and the winger here. A very opportunistic try, but again, Tigers just letting that ball go loosely.
Well, there's some suspicion that Ellie McClay would prefer the intercept rather than make the tackle. On this occasion, it's come off beautifully for him.
He showed some great pace there too. You got Casey Stone hunting him down like a hungry wolf, but he managed to get away. Little Red Riding Hood got away and got a try.
Well, he got there. He's caught Stone out. All right, there's no doubt about that. And Rosley's kick is from a long way out. Strikes it. Nice, comes off the boot beautifully. And he slots it.
Great kick. Great kick.
For a fantastic effort. 12 points to 7 now. The red and black machine have struck back magnificently in the last 4 or 5 minutes and now take the lead. 12-7 over the Tigers. First quarter of the game gone. Tap back. Tiger ball. And Kenneth C. He's not the biggest tool in the shed.
He's done well here.
Tiger halfback as they tuck it up the shirt and take the short route. That's good to see from the Tigers. Straight back on the front foot. Keith decides to kick the possession away and pin Valley down.
It's a good little nudge there, but again, they need to look at keeping their ball in hand here. They need to start attacking the Valley line with authority. Again, if they chuck the ball away, Valley could score another 100-metre try, Jed.
Comments from Ray Asara. And the commentary today brought to you by the Doghouse in Wanchai. Premier rugby watching venue in Hong Kong. The ball goes over the top, it bounces, and Rosley shovels it on. And Maloney's this tough little customer playing at number 12. Kemp goes into contact. Valley just happy to play the tick-tock until they get a decent angle to exit from, and the exit play takes them midway, 22 and 10 on the far side of the pitch. Razor, you kind of get the feeling if the Tigers should just stay in hand, run it.
Absolutely, Jed. They need to hold the ball, keep the ball in hand, but again, with mistakes like that.
McClay pushes it wide. Rosley, the right foot kick, and Casey Stoney's well positioned again. Spies a little bit of space, but he can't really create the pressure, and Fluker's kick on the return. It's ping pong.
Yes, Jed. Some crucial mistakes come from both sides, but Tigers are definitely paying for it.
So the Valley team decide to break out of their own 22, ball in hand. Drags it in and looks for McClay, and McClay asked to go to the clappers again for the second time in 5 minutes. He looks for Deploy, and Deploy kicks it ahead. Now the Valley team has to stream into it. Canasio taken strongly. Now the Tigers tempted to break out. Fair bit of attention around the neck though by Muller. Tim Baker unaware of it. As Keith peels it out towards Fluker, who's down inside their own half now. Rosley brings it back, eyeing down range all the time. Sends backs up the middle. He's absolutely clouted.
Yeah, he is clobbered there
by the Tigers player, and
I think he thinks
wasn't too much talk into two on that occasion. As Hirsch, the Tigers number 8, is showing the slice of cheese and sent off to the naughty chair.
Wasn't nothing too much in it there, Jetty. Just what we call back at home, he got smoked.
Well, it's a good feeling, you know, when you've smoked someone, and I'm sure the Tigers player will be regretting the fact that he's got to spend 10 minutes on the stool, but there'll be a sense of satisfaction.
And just Tigers are coming up with some crucial mistakes, some silly errors there. They could have got them back into the game, but again, Valley are on the attack here for more points.
Matt Rosley from the 40-metre line. I suspect he's probably got the length for this, no worries. No wind to speak of. Plenty of sunlight though, so if the ball's going to do anything, it's probably swing. Rosley's kick. Certainly strong enough, and it's 3 points for Valley. 15 points to 7, they move on. And they break out past that 7-point barrier. Potentially, Razor, Tigers don't deserve to be in this position.
No, definitely not, Jed. They are doing some good things. It's just the mistakes in the hands that are letting them down.
Super high restart, and it comes back to Hocking. And the Tigers have got their hands on the ball, and Hocking just takes 3 or 4 more steps forward as Chipman now, the first receiver, held up by Dane Jans, tackled by Muller, and keep it out.
High shot there.
Very lazy shot on Keith. The Tigers just keep on rumbling.
Going back for the penalty for the high shot. You would think they'd go for the line and play a set move. Nope.
Well, the option to take the points seems fair and reasonable at this point in time, given the scoreline of 12 points to 7. And the rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership Game of the Week. Round 13, Tigers versus Valley. Don't forget to get your rugbypass.com subscription. You'll be able to watch all of the Six Nations. It kicks off very soon in February. Rugby Pass, the home of Six Nations for rugby fans in Asia. Get your subscription today. Keith's kicks on target. 12 points to 10 now. 15 points to 10. Those 3 points, if they can stay in contact, will be worth taking. Come back to the restart now. Coming up to the half-hour point. Apply comes down and safely into the hands of Williams, who finds Rosley, and Williams gets around the outside and he gets into the middle of the field. Plenty of support from there. Deploy.
Kolomatangi.
Kolomatangi.
I've been waiting for that all day.
He's straight off the quick as you like. By co-commentator there. There's this cult figure. Kolomatangi. Still Valley are there and Deploy. Jans, Dane Jans now. Jans looking and he finds McClay. McClay for the line. McClay gets there. Try given by Tanaduit referee Tim Baker, and it's Societe Generale Valley 20. The Borrelli Walsh USRC Tigers 10. Well, heavens above. The Tigers are not holding their line.
There are some great interchange passes there going with the big Grant Kemp Taekwondo champ. Back to the backs, and it's good to see the forwards interchanging with the backs, and the result is a try under the post.
Oh, this engine room for Valley is looking particularly strong. It's basically an even split there among South Africans and New Zealanders. They are really doing a job on this Tigers pack at present, as Rosley's kick adds the 2, and it's 22 points to 10, and it makes the 3 points that Tigers just took seem somewhat insignificant now, as Valley lead out 22-10. Taken well by Broughton. Although great work by
Looks like it's
Hocking.
stolen.
He's managed to tear the ball away. Terrific work from Hocking. Really was. Man, he loves to get down and get in the grim stuff. There's Sam Hocking, and Matt Keys managed to get away from the grasps of Grant Kemp. Chipman now, and they're flooding through on him, creating all sorts of pressure for the Tigers half back. Tigers, though, take a few yards over the gain line. Keith looks wide. Ocanacio. There's Valley ball, and McClay puts it on the toe, threads it down the line, but it goes out into touch. And somehow Valley have gone from being under attack to thrusting the Tigers back into their own half, Fraser.
Again, Tigers coming out with some mistakes, but you can't let Valley dictate the game. They're going to punish you. from wherever they are on the field. Some good hit-ups there from Karatai Williams and Big Kolomatangi. So it'll be dangerous here if they lose the ball.
Deploy. Sprints onto the loose ball and Valley take the line out against the throw. Houston trudges up another couple of metres. Kolomatangi. He goes a few more metres himself, and James Curry with the short haircut, so short you'd have to say it's hairless. Houston feeds Muller. Curry rolls around, and they look like they might just go by the inchworm here. Kolomatangi. Deploy. They look short range, the ball back on the inside, and it's Deploy, the halfback, who dots down, making it 27 points to 10 as the red and black machine. They trot on another one. And the Tigers, well, they could be finding themselves on the end of a very long day.
Forwards did well there for Valley. It wasn't pretty, like my face, but it does the trick.
Well, the recently married Ray Asara probably just giving himself a bit of a hard time, but we saw something similar last week, Razor, with that try against Natixis, and it was Matthew Bell running back in after basically some pick and go movements to the right, and then the ball came left, the ball back on the inside.
It was definitely, it was definitely one of those moments for the forwards that they could be proud of. Again, some good movement there from the big boys, especially old Kolomatangi with 2 hit-ups there.
Keith, the restart, sweetly off the foot. It's high, wide and handsome, and brought down by Williams, and he looks for the offload. Advantage being played now for the Tigers. And the first real sort of error for Valley in what seems only about 10 or 15 minutes, but it's 29 points to 10. And what started as fairly slowly out of the blocks has ended up with Valley now with a very firm grip on the game.
Tigers will look to take this out wide, especially to the danger men. Casey Stone looming out to the right.
Not had a great chance to really impose themselves on the game, and massive pressure coming through from Valley again. But Keith Purvis for the line. It's brought down on a strong tackle from both Houston and Rosley, and now the ball's come back for Valley. And there could be danger as the Tigers, with their back turn, realise Valley's Matt Rosley slams the ball further down the field. Stone's kick looks like it's going to run foul. In fact, it does. They'll have to bring it right back to where Casey Stone has kicked the ball from, which is inside the Tigers' half.
I think the halftime chat there is going to be keep the ball in hand, Jed. There's a few occasions there where Tigers have had the chance to attack the line, but with the little chip kicks that they are trying to put through, it's just not coming off, and I think it might be time to put that one back in the back pocket.
Well, certainly if the idea has been to pin Valley down to one end of the field to make it difficult for them, and they've been achieving that. But what they haven't been following that policy up with is strong enough defence to frustrate Valley. Valley have been able to break out now from as far away as 60 or 70 metres and trot in points. So Tigers. You might be right, Razor. Could be time to change tactics. Push comes in. Williams holds it in the back and they step it forward. And Baker brings them back for a reset. Inside the last 4 minutes of the first half, this round 13 match of the rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership Game of the Week. Featuring the team from Valley of recent years, probably one of the most successful club outfits in the history of the 60 odd years of the Hong Kong Rugby Union Premiership. Good solid platform from the red and black machine. Williams deploy, skip pass. Still on his feet and running hard. And eventually get him to ground. Deploy. Finds Muller. Curry picks and goes straight over the top. Good option. Deploy. Finds Rosley. Quick hands. Backs. Flicks it up and Rosley. Ever present. Safely with the ball. Deploy. Takes on the C defender, keeps going. Good strength from the Valley halfback.
Looking dangerous here, Valley. Close to the line.
Very dangerous indeed. Maloney goes into position and he tries to back up the ball carrier. Rosley. Lost forward is the call.
A little bit of hesitation there with Valley. They did a lineup on the left there with a few forwards ranging up, getting ready to pump onto the ball. Just a little bit indecisive.
Well, the Tigers team, as you can see on those pictures, being brought to you by our production team. And the Tigers guys are sucking in the big ones. And they have been pretty much on the rack for the last 29 minutes. And I can guarantee you it's not much fun.
There's definitely some tired boys out there, Jed. I'm sitting here getting tired holding this mic. But for a Hong Kong winter, it's actually quite warm. So I think I'd be in the same position if I was out there.
Well, the short walk up the hill was enough to make me wish I was basically being carried. You can help me up the hill anytime you like, Razor. There's no doubt about that. A reminder that the kick-off concert for the Hong Kong Sevens, April the 6th, which is a Thursday night, featuring Madness and From the Jam, Bruce Foxton, from the iconic British rock band The Jam, playing in support of Madness. Tickets are available from Ticketek at $388. The early bird special is about to end, ladies and gentlemen, and after the half, I'll bring you an update as to what the situation is with the early bird tickets. But if you're hearing it, you might as well get onto it now. Ticketflap.com and get your tickets for the kick-off concert in the Hong Kong Sevens in April, on April 6th. Thursday night, come and join us. Valley now, put the heat on the Tigers. Wheeling off is Hirsch back on the field.
Hirsch does really well to get out of there.
Chipman. Another hard run. Robbie Keith flies one deep and it's picked up by Fluker and McClay. Bell did very well to pick that one up. Rosley finds Fluker. The defence is right there looking for him. Dupuy, not really going his way, but he manages to draw the penalty out of the Tigers' defence. And with time up on the clock on the screen. We can only assume now that the next play will be the final play for the first half, as Matt Rosley decides he's not done with it. Eric Maloney puts it on the toe, deep into territory, and Robbie Keith has to come round and hoist it out of play. She does so successfully, and referee Tim Baker blows time off for the first half. And as we go to the break, Societe Generale Valley leading the Borrelli Walsh USRC Tigers 29 points to 10. And what has been Raya Sara, a dominating performance in the second 30, the back 30 minutes of that first half.
Absolutely, it's all Valley at the moment, and again, a few of those tries have come from Tigers' mistakes, but Valley have been able to string a few plays along and score some critical tries. So it's all Valley here in the first half.
We will return, ladies and gentlemen, second half action on the rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership game of the week, round 13. Those men there, the red and black machine, leading 29-10 over the Tigers. Be back soon. Welcome back to Kings Park here in Kowloon, Hong Kong for this second half action of the round 13 Hong Kong Premiership, or the rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership game of the week, featuring the Borrelli Walsh USRC Tigers and the amber and black strip versus perennial Valley title contenders, the red and black machine of Valley. The scenario as you join us, if you've joined us for the first time today, 29 points to 10. A good fast start by the Borrelli Walsh USRC Tigers. It was eventually gunned down and turned into a deficit by a red-hot Valley team. The trouble for the Tigers started in and around the scrum set piece, and from there the urgency created by that dominance has seeped into other aspects of the Tigers' performance. Joining me in the co-commentary position, Ray Asara. Razor, what do the Tigers have to do at the outset from this second half?
They definitely need to keep the ball in hand and try and optimize their opportunities when they're down on the Valley's half. So let's hope the words from Craig Stewart would resonate with them this half.
Now, I said in the first half I'd give you some updates around the kickoff concert on the 6th of April for the Hong Kong Sevens, and the early bird special will be ending on the 27th of January, so you've basically only got one more week before the prices tick over. So get your early bird ticket for the kickoff concert this week. After the 27th, they go up in price. Visit ticketflap.com to get your early bird ticket of $3.88 as the red and black machine rumble it up the close tram tracks and deploys up and under, chased through on by three of the Valley players, including front rower Grant Kemp, who's got himself up there in some real urgency, and ultimately the set piece loose head and feed going the way of the Tigers. And the kickoff concert, Razor, bit of madness. You'll be there, surely.
Looking at that, it's like a Polynesian haircut. It's a great lineup, isn't it? It's a few good little songs there to boogie to.
I think we can get down to that. Yes,
definitely. A few orders need to go down.
The kickoff concert for the Hong Kong Sevens. Be there or be square. As madness and from the jam get set to entertain you. Can they beat the withering heights of David Hasselhoff last year? We'll find out. Ball comes out the back, and that pressure from Valley is evident now as it was in the first half, and they just have got way too much weaponry up front at the moment.
Tigers are definitely struggling up front there. Forward pack is going back in every scrum, so it's a dangerous position to be in.
Well, number 7 in red at the moment on your screen, centre of the screen, James Curry, has been a real worker all day. He has thrown himself into it head first. And I think he's been a real thorn in the side of the Tigers. Good mobility, showing good coverage. It's Hocking, just that beast of a man, Sam Hocking, again in a negative position, takes the ball and carts it up and gives his team a platform to exit. Strong tackle on Matthew Bell. Valley hustle it back up in the midfield, deploy, releases to Rosley, unhappy with the result of that kick. Probably rightly so, as it gives Casey Stone time to pick off the sidelines, but he can't find it. Rosley working for angle. Fluker. Valley very smartly decide to play one touch to the other. As up it goes again. Bell, I think he...
Bit of confusion there, Jed.
Kind of lost that, really. He didn't have much of a read on that ball at all in the air. Valley now. Static ball from just outside their 22. The shovel on from Muller. And lost forward is the call. And Valley look a little bit headless in that play.
I feel like the Tigers have come out with a little bit more urgency. It'll be interesting to know what the words were said at halftime. But they look like they've come out firing. Let's hope they can turn them into points and not be what they say, build-ups.
So, scrum time. And our thanks to our friends and wonderful staff at the Doghouse in Wanchai for their ongoing continued support of the commentary of these rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership games of the week. Fantastic stuff. If you're looking for a good kick-off point, come the big week in April and let the Doghouse of Wanchai be your starting line. You can get going there. You can see all the best rugby there. And of course, you've had the good sense in supporting the number one commentary team in town.
Absolutely. The Doghouse in Wanchai. Pop in to see the lovely owners there, Michelle. And he's the big man there. You can't miss him. Walter. Lovely people. Beautiful bar. Good bar to start a good night out in Wanchai.
Deploy. Ready to deploy. And he does so. Steady strum from Valley. We want to use this ball, though. Williams, deploy. Rosley, ball in hand. Quite happy to challenge the line through backs. Williams playing first receiver. Met strongly. Koloamatangi.
Gets wrapped up this time.
Deploy, plays it back, and Rosley's kick is calmly fielded by Stone, and Stone works to tram lines as the ball rolls conveniently dead, and they have to bring it back to inside the Tigers' half. Hard to believe the way that they're judging the weight on these kicks, Razor, that this is the home ground for the Tigers.
Correct, Jed. I think that's it's been the downside of the game here. The kicking side from Tigers have been poor. The idea is right. It's just execution that's letting them down. The size difference of the two halfbacks here, Jed.
Well, it's noticeable. There's no doubt about that. We've got one half forward versus one half back. Maybe not even a half back either. 29 points to 10. Valley leading the Tigers in round 13. Rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership game of the week. Magnificent addition to Hong Kong and Asian rugby. The ability to broadcast a weekly game from the Hong Kong Premiership. Deep into its 7th decade of operation. The Kong Premiership is certainly one of the most historic in the Asian region. And players from all over the world have had the opportunity to wear these colours, whether it be red and black for Valley, or amber and black for the Tigers, or DA as they used to be known. They break out, McClay goes wide, Fluker into the line. He's taken down by Howells. Runners looking for, there's Williams. Curry's on his shoulder. Williams falls badly, but he gets the ball back. And Kemp's sniping around Kolomatangi. The flick pass, and Keys goes away, and they make the right move now. The Tigers, I thought ball in hand might be the option. And it's Maloney who gets it and carries it forward 2 or 3 metres. And suddenly Valley again through the kick of Deploy, and pressure on by Valley. Key passes off to Purvis. Haven't seen a lot of Sam Purvis in the game. Could do with seeing more, especially for the Tigers fans. Strong exit play. Carried back was the call. And so the reset, or the restart via the line out, will be Valley's advantage. Territorially in the right spot as well. So after all that, Fraser.
It was a good strong carry there from Big Sam Purvis. But again, kicking the ball away is what's letting them in this position.
Nice work by Broughton. Down at 6. Rosley chimes in, they go wide. There's an intercept there, and
He's
Stone.
gone, he's away.
Stone will have to go, and Rosley will chase. Stone will have to keep going, and Rosley will chase.
He's away.
Casey Stone's away, and he looks calmly over the shoulder as the hound runs away from the fox. And Casey Stone with a bucket on your head, you Turbo fans.
The Manawatu
Strides one out.
Palmerston North region will be screaming about now.
Well, there'll be telegraphs, there'll be emails. Casey come home will be the major thrust of it all.
It was like a thief in the night.
Casey Stone, who usually wouldn't get out of his own way, has done beautifully there. As the 7 points are added and 29-17, and could that be? Could that be?
Tigers needed to score first there, and it was brilliant to see one of the leaders of the team to stand up and score a brilliant intercept try, solo try.
Oh, Valley will be kicking themselves there. They'd pretty much done it all right. Pulled down beautifully at 6 by Broughton, and I think potentially it might just be a little bit of, well, a smack over the snout might bring Valley back round. Well, Rosley set off after Stone, but I think found about 8 or 9 strides into it. He didn't have enough to cover him off. Keith from the restart, well, taken over the shoulder by Bell. He's done that well. And now Rosley, he lines up and he gets taken by Hirsch. Driven into the ground, Deploy looking for a runner. Kemp steps up and he takes the first one and bumps the second. It's a pick and go, and that's a good angle. Great run by Dane Jans, and James Curry's in support, and this is where the Valley pack really do earn their stripes. As the pick and go is working well, right through the eye of the needle, the Valley pack decide to go, and they wheel off the yards. The Tigers have got no option but just to keep retreating. Kemp there again. He takes them on. Strong on his feet. Good hard graft being done by the Valley forwards up front. Muller, terrific work to switch it back the other way. He finds a few extra yards. Now Deploy, Rosley. Great defence here from Hocking.
Great defence from Sam Hockings here. The Tigers defence are holding up here, Jed. The line speed is getting up there.
Call the numbers beautifully, and James goes in, looking for quick ball, and second man play, and Rosley can't find Maloney, and the ball goes to the ground. The Tigers have it. Good desperation and hustle from the Tigers in defence. Creates the error. And look out. Action stations. So the Tigers pile into the breakdown. Ball is there for the amber and black. Hirsch. Key looks to go wide. Icanaccio. He's picked off by Bax and company. Slower ball. They need some runners here. Purvis dishes it back. Still on the outside, they try and take it now, the Tigers. And eventually they draw the penalty from Valley. What a resurgence.
Great defense there from the Tigers. Started off from way back in their own 22. A little mistake from Valley there, and then, what do you know? They're back in it. They're back in the game here. If they could capitalize on this line-up opportunity, Jed, we'll have a game on our hands. Some great scrambling there on and on attack.
Wow. Terrific stuff. Super solid defence. Probably personified by that terrific shot put in by Sam Hocking.
Big Sam Hocking leading from the front there.
He loves getting stuck into it, Sam Hocking. More physical, the more heavy it gets, the happier he seems. Got to get the feeling he's the kind of guy that just wished it got muddy here in Hong Kong. From time to time, a bit of mud might suit him.
A little bit of rain, a little bit of wind. You feel like he'll just be back at home in London. Big play there from Sam Hawkins. That was
great play by the Tigers up front. Three more metres out of Valley. Pick and go by Heath. Now they go. Key into Hewson.
Great driving there.
Number 18.
Good running there from Matt
Joins the fray. Keith. He tries again. He tries his luck on the inside. Picked off by the Valley defence. They keep coming though, the Tigers. Can they get the quick ball out? Let's see. Icanaccio cannot get the ball away. They bring it back. Penalty to the Tigers. And now the option's pretty clear. Tap and go. Was that the one? Was that the one at 29-17? Could have been 29-20. Maybe they'll get another penalty. The Tigers. They've got to look for the line. Keith for the line. Keith scores! What a try! And the option to back themselves has proven to be tremendous.
I don't know what was said at half-time there, Jed, but these guys are looking to play in the second half. They kept it patient, a few one-offs the rucks, and then out to the backs. And this kid has got a real future here in Hong Kong. Tigers back right in it.
Well, there's a little bit of the old bit of Valley treatment for Valley there, as the forwards just kept nailing it up. As they kept playing the same way, they seemed to have Valley opened up for all. And the option to bring it back, but this boy Keith is good with the ball in hand. There's no doubt about that. It's a great try. His conversion attempt now. Off the foot and off the upright. It's clattered in there. It was going fairly good. Unfortunate. 22 points to 29. Back within scoring range now. One score would bring them even. Valley. The quintessential game of two halves.
It looks like next
to get out of the way. Hocking on Kemp. Kemp looks to tie him up. Quinnivan. He can't get that's a counter ruck, but it is the Tigers remain with the ball.
Tigers did well there. Oh.
Keith and going for the pick-off was one of the Valley players. And
here we go.
there he goes. Ikanasio. Purvis. Now they're within shooting range. Short side play.
Here we go.
They go back again. Ikanasio.
The hands out there, Jed. There's going to be a penalty coming up here.
Still they go for the line, the Tigers. Right there, will they pick him off? It's a little bloke. Kenneth Yesue.
Rhymes of Junior Tanu.
The bodies fly, and there's a try for the Tigers. Tim Baker. It's his try. And it is. 27 points to 29. And there's a few lights out in the Valley forward pack by the look of things, Razor.
Again, Jed. Like myself, waking up in the morning, that try was ugly, but it's done the trick. They're back in the game. Some of the forwards there just going. The Tigers boys look like they're here to play. And I think the Valley team here just slowly, it's still in a shell shock here. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but Tigers have definitely come up with the goods and are running red hot.
Well, this kick for Keith is in a friendlier position, and we've seen by the way that the ball ricocheted off the uprights in his last kick. He certainly is getting onto the ball quite nicely. So fingers crossed here now for the Tigers. And who would have thought coming into the final 20 minutes it would be all drawn up again. Keith, his kick.
It's good.
That's all right. That's all right. It's all right. That's good. 29 points to 29. And the Tigers pull even with Valley. 17 minutes left to play. And it's action stations both sides of the line. Rosley, the kickoff, using the sun, but it's taken well by Keith, and he lets it fly down range, and away they go now. Valley, good excited run there by the replacement player. Here's the Tigers.
Yeah, the crowd is starting to back the team.
To bring the crowd on their side.
There's some positive communication going on in the Tigers there, Jed.
Certainly is.
Look like they're enjoying it this half.
So they should be. They have picked themselves up off the floor and directed all energy at Valley. And inside the final 20 minutes, it's back to equal standing.
They need a good scrum here. Valley have been dominating the scrums. If they can get a good scrum in, out to the backs, go wide, and hit some pods.
So the up and under from Robbie Keith. It's taken well by Fluker. Fluker's kick out on the full. And he'll be quite upset about that. Poor error from the Valley fullback. He'd done it all well. He'd done everything right up to that point. Taking the kick well. He just sank a little bit too much action. And funnily enough, free kick. There's a balk from Matt Key. That one was fairly obvious, unfortunately, for Matty Key.
It was a definite balk. I think Matty Key was trying to tell the ref it was a dummy throw. Either way, it's still the same thing.
And replacements being made.
Big Juni's on the field. Watch out for Johnny. Yellow headgear. This guy is devastating.
So the lock up on the halfway. Rafter replacements being made for the Valley side. Wolfers Koloamatangi.
A few tired players out there, Jed. Has
Ben
a lot of
Higgins
running.
Ben Higgins on in 17.
Higgins.
Barkley on at 16. Alex Ingers on the far side in the front row. So backed off by Houston, and they managed to fall up a mauling head. Good opportunity for the Valley forwards to chew up some time, and they suck it in. Good tight action, great camera work. Excellent pictures coming to you from Kings Park here in Hong Kong. It's Valley and the tight get down to business through Nick Hewson. Captain Tom Broughton picks and goes. Dane Jans picks and goes. Ben Higgins.
Some
He
great
loses
defense. Great defense
Tigers
here from
ball.
Tigers.
Hirsch takes the contact inside the Valley half. See. Charged down by the Valley players. Ball is up and off the ground. First warning from the referee
Tigers
to
need to use
Baker. And the advantage through the loose header feed will come by way of the scrum. So untidy, Razor.
Very untidy there, Jed. The little box tick over the top there, I believe, was the right option. There was no one at home, but Valley managed to get a hand on it and relieve themselves of pressure.
Well, it's a far cry for the first 5 minutes when we saw Valley wheeling them off like a cheap carpet. Yeah, well, we're up to collapsed scrums, and it's going to be pretty interesting for the rest of this game, you would think. As we come down to the final 10 minutes. Ben Higgins on the loose head for Valley. Solid platform by Valley, and they walk right through it. There's the ball, though, loose though. Through the 90s, the call. Wheeling is the call by umpire Baker.
Valley lucky to get their penalty. It was a solid scrum by them. They'll be desperately looking for some points here, Jed. Hasn't been going their way the second half.
Well, not by any stretch of the imagination. 11 minutes remaining. At one point, they were a better part of 20 points away.
Scoreless in the second half, and yeah, they'll be definitely be looking to score a try here in the second.
Tigers have been a bogey team for Valley. Certainly shown a few outfits the way into them. This will be a great win for the Tigers if they can pull it off. Rosley, Maloney, eventually brought down inside the 22. Slow ball and a turnover for the Tigers. Valley holding on to it.
Some good defense there coming in from Tigers. Definitely needed that to take some pressure off. Valley were on the hunt for that white line fever.
Final 10 minutes of this round 13 game between the Tigers and Valley. And the rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership Game of the Week. Commentary, as always, supported by the Doghouse and Wan Chai. The ball goes in. It's not entirely straight, but it's not entirely crooked either. The up and under collected by Fluker, and he calls the mark and he gets it. Territory finder for Valley, leads them down into the Tigers' half. A reminder, rugbypass.com, get your subscription today and enjoy the Six Nations next month and in March as the Northern Hemisphere's premier international tournament kicks off for another year. Made all that more important by the Lions Tour in June. The Six Nations, you'll find it at home with its feet up on rugbypass.com. Get your subscription today. The up and under from Keith. It's set upon, comes back and it's loose and lost. And the first knock on will have to go to the Tigers.
I'll tell you what, G, the tactical kicking from the Tigers, the second half here, have actually done well for them.
It's improved.
It's improved, definitely. And again, they're looking on hot attack here.
We've seen countless, or a number of kicks in the first half and early in the second half. Going dead in touch. This Valley team struggle to find a gear to get them involved. 7.5 minutes remain. 29 all. You see Keith, the layup to Okanasio. He drives it forward and it's a strong run by the player.
Great run.
Hocking. He only knows one route.
Good carry there from Hocking.
Why did they go now to Purvis?
Big Pervo.
They break back on the inside. It's been where the Valley defence
looking dangerous here, Tigers.
have to really get themselves together. Because the amount of ball, and they're just giving it to the Tigers, and the Tigers are happy to use it. Big tackle by Alex Long. Really puts Valley on the front foot. Counter-ruck by Valley. More pressure at the breakdown through Valley, and they take the advantage through referee Tim Baker.
That defense, that tackle, that needed to be made. That little spot tackle there, Jed, needed to be made. Tigers were on hot attack, and just to force that error, just to give them a bit of a break.
Well, Valley have made the changes. They haven't seen the improvement in work rate that you would have expected. It'll be frustrating. Veterans like Nick Hewson at number 8, he'll be absolutely screaming for more effort. Deploy, feeds the scrum.
Big scrum here, big shunt on here from
There's a big
Valley.
shot. There's a massive scrum. Got to use it, got to convert it. They go the clean out, deploy. McClay. Wide they go again, midfield. Tiger defence though, on the front foot and swamping. Smothering. Desperate. Great run by Maloney. Muller
Valley looking dangerous here.
starting to take some yards. Rosley dishes it off. Hewson. Ball available again for deploy. Just happy to play that. One man wider, Valley. Inside the final 5 minutes. Wide they go. Bell shows and goes.
There's some desperate
Not out.
defence here coming in from
McClay.
Tigers.
So they try and get over the top of it. Show and go. Valley. They may have lost it.
They've lost it here, Jed.
Tigers take it. Tigers reply. Keith looks for space back on the inside. Finally gets it on the foot. Potentially knocked on and has been. Eric Maloney possibly throwing out his best Brisbane accent there to throw Sam Purvis off. Effectively shut down that plan at 29 points all. 3.5 minutes remaining, Razor. Thoughts, comments?
And just like that, Jed, we're back on the Valley half. Valley on red hot attack. But it's so hard when you do a little mistake like that and you get punished. End up on your own 22. Tigers will be looking to convert into some points here. Try and lock this game up. And again, that tactical kicking is working for them. What wasn't working for them in the first half is working for them in the second half.
It's a
And,
strange old deal that gets dealt out on a rugby pitch on a Saturday afternoon, right around the world. And a reminder, early bird sale of the kickoff concert tickets. Early birds finish on 27th of January. Right now, you can get into the Thursday night kickoff concert at the Hong Kong Sevens. It's April the 6th. For just under $400, $388 from ticketflap.com. So an opportunity to get along and have some fun with us in Sevens week. But right now, let's get back to the serious stuff. Handful of minutes left as they lock it up. See, he breaks out. Good run. Snappy feet from Icanasio. See. Short side they play. Try to overload the defence down that side if they can. Very happy to hit and hold. Again, the Tigers trying to create some sort of breach. Good first up defence by Valley. Big play over the ball by
Great
Alex
battle.
Long. Just brutal body shots being swung right now by the USRC Tigers. 29 points all, it's drawn. It could be shaping up for a drop goal. Keith's not in position for it. They may have even turned it.
This could be dangerous.
Ball is there, counter ruck works for the Tigers. No hint of the drop goal.
They need to keep the ball
Chipman.
here. They need to keep the ball in hand here.
Pick a go by the Tigers. They find some real estate behind. More heavy work by the Tigers forwards. Now is there someone back in the pocket? for the Tigers. Tigers break out one more time.
Chipping away at here.
Play by Valley. Desperate defence by Valley. 80 minutes up on the clock. Referee's time now. Dane Jans through and makes a telling tackle. Advantage though to the Tigers. And it'll be a loose head and feed. Potentially for the last phase and play of the game. 29 points all. Nothing separating these two teams at the back end of the game.
Listen, I'm going to say that was some great attacking rugby from Tigers. Equally, some good defence there coming in from Valley, some desperate defence. Tigers, it looked nice and composed. They took their time, had a bit of patience, but the Valley just held on there. Again, very tight. Very tight here.
These final minutes, absolute ones of absolute desperation. RugbyPass.com, Hong Kong Premiership Game of the Week, round 13, Tigers v Valley, and we've seen an absolute doozy out here at the moment. It's all tied up at 29 all.
There's a setup out on the right here, Jed, with the Ignacio and Stone.
Commentary brought to you by the Doghouse in Wanchai. Going out live and direct to wherever you're watching. All around Asia, or right around the world. We know there's plenty of mums and dads of players here in Hong Kong. Extended families, all taking a great interest in how their flesh and blood are doing in Hong Kong and what the rugby's like out here. Well, take a look for yourself. There's the lockup. He comes through on Valley. Keith takes it and shows it. Okanasio, they lose it out the back. It's lost back according to Baker. Great run from the halfback. Good carry again.
Great carry there from Hawkins. Here we go.
The drop goal. Down it goes, a charge down. Possibly not deep enough in the pocket. Have the Tigers got the ball? Valley have managed to keep it, and it's not coming into the right angle, or the coming into the side is the call. Valley with the ball in hand. They'll have to go looking for points themselves. Strong step by Backs, and all of a sudden, big shot being laid on. And it was on Barkley, and a yellow card has been presented. This is a real rib tickler. And that's enough to make you want to cry mummy, if only you could breathe. So the Tigers will finish the game. 14 men on 15. Alex Ung
great surge there.
throws himself at the line. Valley up to the halfway. Rosley, he carries. Good swarming defence from the Tigers, and transfer from Valley is going to hand. No one's really going to space, and Rosley for a second time carries, and it's a pick and go from the Valley team. Dane Jans, he really only knows one way. He throws his body into it one more time. Banks is taken by the halfway line, and we're 2 or 3 minutes into injury time now as Rosley and the company look for the outside route if they can find it. Ball splashes down in the field and picked up by Deploy and Muller. Now Rosley goes wide. Jans, backs, straightens, up to the 22. Ball is there. They keep it alive. The ball goes out. It's into touch. And it's game over on round 13. An unlikely and remarkable draw. 29 points to all. Remarkable stuff. At the end of the first half, Rayasara, it looked like the Tigers were dead and buried.
Yeah, judging from the first half, it looked like their heads went into the game. There was no sense of urgency there, but going into the second half, they came out with a bit of passion, a bit of manliness from them, which was what was needed. But Valley will be disappointed on their second half performance. Did so well to score a few magnificent tries in the first half, Jed.
Well, they lacked a real punch and sting and conviction. And certainly when James Curry came off, they lost a real stiffness about their play up front. And that change is probably one they'll be ruining now, Ned Kelly.
We all know you can't lose that stiffness. It needs to be there. It needs to be encouraged, should I say.
You need that hard edge.
You do need that
right the way through the action, right to the very end.
Right to the very end.
And you know you've gone good when you get to the end.
Hey, you'll be a happy man for sure.
Well, that's the situation. A courageous and tenacious USRC Tigers humble what appeared to be an all-conquering Valley side. 29 points all, a draw at Kings Park Sports Ground in round 13 of the HK, well, the rugbypass.com Hong Kong Premiership game of the week. We'll collect our breaths as they get ready to start the next match. On behalf of the production team and my co-commentator Ray the Razor Asara, this is Jed Thyan wishing you all the best from Hong Kong. And as they say locally, Kong Hei Fat Choi.